Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to give you a little update on how Ozempic has been while having VSG. I just finished my first week and I took my second injection today, so I thought it would be fun to just kind of let you know how the first week went for me, if anything funky came up, how eating has been, and if I lost any weight. So let's jump into that. Also, before I get started, I do want to ask you guys, how do you want these updates? So with Ozempic, do you want me to give you updates on what that weight loss has been in a month? Because I can split those up. Also, I know that you want to see some what I eat in a days, which is great. I'm going to be putting some of those together. I also want to see what I'm going to be eating in a day because it's been a little interesting navigating the food situation. But yeah, if you guys can just really give me some feedback on how you want to see these updates. Do you want a monthly update with Ozempic and then also that monthly update with my VSG? I know I will most likely be on Ozempic for a few months because I have a few months worth of medication. Really right now I'm just on the therapeutic dosage, which is the 0.25, and it's just to kind of jumpstart. So the monthly check-ins, they'll probably only be about 3 because I think that's about as much as medication as I have. So if you can, just let me know in the comments if that is what you want to see as far as the Ozempic part goes. And then if there's anything specific you want to know too with Ozempic, then also drop that in the comments and let me know so I can make a video of it and I know what to keep track of for you guys. All right, so first off, I do my injections on Thursdays because I work from home and I figure if anything funky happens, I'm at least at home. And then also I do my injection in my belly. Previously when I was on Ozempic, I did that in my belly. I tried it in my leg, I believe, and I didn't care for that. So I just ended up doing it in my belly. It feels fine. I don't get anything funky. So after the first injection, I was quickly reminded by the head pressure that I used to get. It's kind of like the start of a migraine where it just starts to feel like it's really tight and then you end up developing a migraine, except for it didn't turn into a migraine. It ended up just going away. It lasted about 15 minutes and it was very tight in my eyes, in my temples, and then it just went away. Didn't feel anything after that. So that was the number one thing that I realized and remembered. And then second thing I noticed was right away the appetite suppression that it brings. After my first injection, I wasn't thinking about food. It was like someone just flicked that little light switch off and it was gone. And boy, was that amazing because I have been struggling with the head hunger. Not so much the hunger pains. I don't have hunger pains. I never really got my hunger pains back after surgery. So the head hunger was really throwing me for a loop with everything. And I knew I wasn't hungry, but yet the brain just keeps on talking and thinking about food. And that was driving me crazy. So to have this right away just kick that, I mean, it just shut it off. I was able to focus because I wasn't thinking about grazing on something. And that's been really, really, really nice. I forgot how wonderful Ozempic is with that. And I'm pretty happy with just that in itself, just something to kind of cut that chatter in my brain that thinks that it wants food. And also the day I took my injection, about 45 minutes after that, I started my period. I have no clue what that was about, but it was different because I haven't had my period in about 2 months. So that's what happened, and I was a little nervous because I thought, oh, that's usually when I start really getting that head hunger. But I went the whole cycle without having any head hunger. I wasn't thinking about food. I also wasn't thinking about water. I had to really remind myself to drink my water. And I went one day only having one of these and about 16 ounces of water, not including my protein. I did have my protein shake in the morning and that does have water, but it wasn't like me. I can normally just finish this by the end of the day, and then at the end of the day, I'll have 2 more of these. So I'm usually really, really good with my water, and that was that was shocking for me to just like go the whole day and not even think about putting anything in my mouth, including water. So I went back to setting my alarms and making sure I stay on top of that. That happened yesterday, and today I ended up filling this guy up twice, and this is the second one that I just filled up, and I'm already done, so I need to fill this one. But I really tried to get hydrated all day today because I felt like I just really dropped the ball yesterday. And then as far as food goes, the food selections that I'm choosing, just like before, when I first started Ozempic, for some reason, I just don't want anything hearty. I don't want any really like chunky meats. I don't want, even sometimes salad is a little much for me. Pastas will definitely not happen. I don't crave it. I don't feel it. So I've been going towards soups, and that was exactly what happened last time I was on Ozempic. I made a bunch of soups and just ate that. So that seems to be what makes my tummy very happy, is loading up my soups with tons of veggies, putting calories into my soups because I can only have so much. So this whole week I prepped a soup. It was a creamy cauliflower soup. I chopped up some chicken really fine, like diced, because I didn't want to go through the whole like chunkiness. I dropped some chicken in there. I did a ton of greens, and the same greens that I put in my smoothie in the morning. So I just dropped all of that in there. I thickened the soup with a little bit of avocado, and it was good. I spiced it up with my little seasonings, and that's kind of what I had every day for lunch. And I did not have any issues with it. In the morning, I would make a really high calorie smoothie. My smoothie is probably about 350 calories. I do put nut butters in there. I put a little bit of oat milk, and then the rest of it with water. I do collagen and then a little bit of protein. And it's delicious. It keeps me satisfied well into my day. The other day my alarm went off and it was time to eat lunch, and it was about 12:30. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just barely finished my smoothie because I'm also drinking my smoothie very slowly. And I was already, it was already time for lunch, and I wasn't even hungry. So it takes some time to kind of balance your day out with all of it. And then as far as snacks go, normally I was taking my little snack pack, and that is way too much food. I can't have that. So I end up taking just about an ounce of nuts, or I'll take a little tablespoon of nut butter, or a tablespoon of hummus. And that's kind of been my snack. So as I mentioned, the smoothie that I was drinking a little bit slower than usual, it would normally take me about an hour to drink my smoothie. And now it's taking me about 2 hours to drink my smoothie. As far as my portions go, like with soup, I would probably be able to take in about a half a cup. And now it's more like 4 spoons of soup, and then I'm full. So on those days, I do bring a snack of nuts or something so that I can just plump up my calories that way a little bit later on. And it really does feel like the first 2 months of your surgery, where it feels restrictive and brand new, and you have to just really watch what you eat. You're having pureed foods, soft foods, because they're a little bit more digestible. It's exactly the same thing. Except for, you have this little tiny sleeve that is slowing down digestion because of Ozempic, and you're left feeling full for a very long time. And my alarm went off. I was shocked that it was already time to eat because I felt like I can go a couple of more hours beyond that. It really does stretch out your protein in your food. So that's why I feel it's real important to plump up your calories, because you're not able to take in that much. You're not able to graze, for one, because you're not even thinking about food. You're not able to hardly snack. It can kind of take some work. All this week, I would say it's definitely work in figuring out how I eat. And really, I just go right back to what I was doing when I was recovering from VSG for the first 2 months. Sticking with something like that is perfect. It is perfect. Soups, broths, eggs, you know, scrambled eggs is really good. Cottage cheese is good. Sauteing if you don't want spinach or you don't want like the cold spinach or cold salads, I have my Power Greens mix, and I will just saute that in some olive oil because it plumps up the calories and it feels a little easier going down. So this whole week has really just been trial and error and seeing how this is all going to work out. But so far so good, and I feel fine. The injections are not leaving me feeling nauseous in any way. I'm not having any issues in the bathroom department. Everything feels exactly like when I first took Ozempic. I had very little side effects to that. So I'm really happy that now with the sleeve, it's not like that has changed. It isn't. It feels like I still don't have any side effects. So fingers crossed this continues. And yeah. Okay, let's go on to the good stuff, the juicy stuff. Let's go on to weight loss and how much I've lost so far. So, as you know, I'm going to be doing my monthly updates with VSG. So I'll let you know my full weight loss at the end of the month. But for the sake of knowing with Ozempic, I do want to let you know how this first week went because, as you know, I was teetering between 186 and 189. The scale was hardly moving ever, and it was mostly hanging out at 187.2. And that's kind of where I took off. That's kind of where when I started Ozempic last week, I checked it and it was 187.2 still. No movement, you guys. It's just nuts. But I got on this morning and I am down to 183.6. So that is a loss of 3.6 pounds so far, and it's only been a week. So it's definitely doing something. My doctor's guidance was right. It's definitely kickstarting this weight loss again. And I am so happy. Some of the things that I've noticed, aside from losing the 3.6 pounds, finally some movement, but I really feel like I've noticed a lot more in my clothing and just looking at my body. It feels a lot smaller, right underneath my boobs. My waist area feels a lot smaller. And I had a couple of shirts that were snug. They weren't like super snug, but they were snug and I wasn't ready to wear them yet. And I put those on yesterday and they were like perfect. They fit absolutely comfortable. And this has only been this has probably been about a month. I think I've had those shirts for about a month. And it like just this week, all of a sudden, bam, they fit and they fit comfortable. I am definitely excited that things are finally starting to move and I'm finally able to start seeing a difference. I also tried on my belly beads just because I wanted to see. I'm going to put those pictures though in my check-in because those are really good. I was very pleased to see that the beads are dropping and it's right around the waist part. So it definitely confirms we're in the right direction, guys. We're having some fun right now. This is really nice. We're just hoping that this continues. Also, I included more of my workout. My doctor wanted me to not stop getting on the treadmill. She said, that's good. Do 3 miles a day. That's perfect. That's what I've been doing is 3 miles. And then I'm doing my planks, like she said, so I can strengthen my core. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, and then just strength training. So I have been doing more weights, and then I have some bands that I work with too. So that's kind of what I've been doing as far as moving my body goes. So everything is really, really good. If I missed anything or you guys have a specific question, just let me know in the comments. But I think I kind of touched on everything. Definitely changes in food and in how much you can eat. The way that it feels like 2 months, it feels like a month post-op, really, it does. It feels like your brand new sleeve. And you're in maybe the pureed stage or the soft food stage. And then as far as the weight loss, definitely seeing some movement there. But that's all I have, you guys. I just wanted to give you a quick little update on how the first week went. And also to thank you guys for all your kind messages on my last video. It was super hard to make that video for me. You know, this is just a touchy spot right now, and I do want to share it. And I want you to see the good and the bad, and that sometimes these journeys don't turn out like we had thought they were, and we have to do these other weird things and we don't even know why. Sometimes we hit stalls for months and months and months and we have no clue why. So, you know, as uncomfortable as I am with it, it is what it is, and it's a journey that I feel just needs transparency. I want to show you these little detours that end up happening in the journey. I want you to make the right decision for yourself and to know fully what this journey consists of. And this might not be your story. You might not run into it. You might have a perfect surgery. But you know, just seeing the possibilities and knowing, especially if you have PCOS. And then to also really show from a PCOS perspective, a lower BMI perspective, how these things kind of work out throughout your journey with VSG. So hopefully all of this is going to be helpful for you guys. And again, if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, just let me know. And if you have not already subscribed, subscribe and be my friend, and jump on over to Instagram, be my friend there too. And if you have not clicked the little bell for notifications, click those, because I do have a couple of what I eat in a days coming out, and I want you to see those. So that's all I have, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.